Hello dear YouTuber friends, and I hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video. Now, at the time of recording this video, it's Thursday. A developer live stream took place by Asobo yesterday, Wednesday the 21st, 2025. And there was a lot of interesting stuff packed into that developer live stream. If you've not seen it, in this video, I'm going to talk about it, mention many of the details, many of the juicy stuff mentioned in that developer live stream, not just for Flight Sim 2024, but for Flight Sim 2020 also. Just before I get into all that juicy stuff, a quick word from this video's sponsor. Have you ever wanted to play Microsoft Flight Sim on your mobile phone? That's a dream come true for a lot of simmers. Well, now you can with the awesome. What this allows you to do, it allows you to cast Microsoft Flight Sim over to your mobile phone, so you can actually just play it while you're lying in bed or lounging on the couch or wherever you are. As long as you're on the same Wi-Fi network as your PC, you can play Flight Sim on your mobile phone. Awesome has some awesome features. You can try the free version, which has very limited features. Go with Pro. The best one is the game for $50 a year only. And there's special offers if you have 2 devices or 3 devices or more. I'll link the website in the description. But with the game version, this allows you to play your games with keyboard overlays on your mobile phone, so you can fly in whichever location you wish to fly in. I'm going to link the details to Awesome down below in the description, and the first 200 people can actually enter in the reward once you've signed up. And then you go to reward, enter Hodison to get a 7-day free trial of Awesome remote game, so the game version, for the first 200 people only. Don't dilly-dally people on this one. Go and get Awesome and be playing Microsoft Flight Sim on your mobile phone. Okay, so the live stream began, the first part of it, or the main juicy part of it, shall we say, were the Q&A. So questions and answers for our viewers. And the first part was saying, you know, what about multiplayer liveries, and is multiplayer matching making a return? Now, apparently they're working towards this with Sim Update 3, and it's in progress. Sim Update 3 is out, of course, but remember, it's still in beta, early beta access, so improvements are being made on that. And another good question there about simplifying peripheral setups. Now, if you look in Sim Update 3 beta, there's actually some improvements made already. And they are making more improvements are planned as Sim Update 3 progresses. So that's good news there. There's various more, there's a lot to cover in this video, people, but there's a lot more questions there on the first part. But York did mention that they're concentrating mainly on bug fixes with these Sim updates, which, let's face it, can only be a good thing. So bug fixes are their main concentration for these first few Sim updates, which is good. They don't want to make more stuff if it's going to break or stuff is not fixed. Let them concentrate on the bug fixes. Another quick thing mentioned there. There's a Rhode Island's Providence event coming up on the 27th of June. That's when City Update 11 will be released, and that's concentrating on Providence, Rhode Island. So, an interesting sim update to look forward to there. Now, one for you Flight Sim 2020 pilots out there. They did talk a little bit, by the way, about the sort of uses of Flight Sim 2020 and Flight Sim 2024. Jorg was saying there were a lot more, obviously when Flight Sim 2024 released, a lot more people flying, or trying to, in Flight Sim 2024. Obviously, that was just new people coming on board to see what it's all about. Now it's settled down. There's still, he was saying, a few more pilots in 2024, but there's a lot of pilots still in 2020, which leads nicely on to the next point. They introduced a guest, Lionel, and he talks about Sim Update 16 fixes. Sim Update 16, basically. Which should be coming out on the 1st of July. That's when it's targeted. So the 1st of July 2025, that's when the release will be. The beta is out already for Sim Update 16. And it basically said that they're trying to marry Flight Sim 2020 to Flight Sim 2024. So they're trying to replicate a lot of things that are happening now, but hopefully not the bugs. But a lot of the scenery, aerial images, etc. Trying to make it on par with Flight Sim 2024. So essentially, if you didn't catch that, they're trying to make Flight Sim 2020 scenery, road building, footprints, etc., rivers, to the same as it is in Flight Sim 2024. Makes you wonder. Again, you've got to beg the question, why did they release Flight Sim 2024 when they were essentially trying to make both sims near enough exact? Anyway, there's a few more. I've got to release a video about that. There's a few more reasons why they said Flight Sim 2024 was released, you know, engine updates and things that weren't possible in Flight Sim 2020. Yeah, they are trying to sort of bring them both to the same sort of level, as it were. So apparently the tin is already unified between both sims, but things like DEM, aerial images, road and building and river footprints, etc., they're trying to make them exact between both sims. So they showed examples of before and after pictures of how it should look when it's implemented in Flight Sim 2020. So some interesting stuff. Let me know, 2020 pilots, what do you think about that? Are you worried about that slightly, or are you excited about it? Let's face it, they're looking to make improvements in Flight Sim 2020 essentially, so it gets more on par with Flight Sim 2024 look and feel. Can only be a good thing, I think. Another thing that was mentioned, and this should raise a few heckles as well, going to be a name adjustment for Flight Sim 2020. Jorg was saying that people find it confusing. Obviously, there's two sims out. You know what's going on. What is Microsoft Flight Sim? So they're going to rename Flight Sim 2020 to just Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think the whole thing will just be Microsoft Flight Simulator. Well, I think this is specific to Flight Sim 2020. Why? Well, apparently they felt that was important to do because people were getting confused. So instead of being called Flight Sim 2020, you can't call it that now, going forward. It's going to be called Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let me know what you think about that down below. So going forward, there's quite a lot packed. I do advise you, it's linked in the description to go and watch through the developer livestream. There's a lot in there. More questions and answers, some more questions, viewer questions essentially. They talked about ATC improvements with Sim Update 3 and better model matching improvements. Now Chris Burnett of Working Title, very knowledgeable chap by the sounds of things, was talking about this. And basically they're saying what worked well in Flight Sim 2020, they're trying to bring across to Flight Sim 2024. I found that quite ironic in some ways, but I guess it's a good thing. Whatever worked well with ATC in 2020, they're trying to make it happen. It is ironic, isn't it, with Flight Sim 2024. He also talks about ATC awareness when approaching major airports. They're trying to bring this in with Flight Sim Sim Update 3. So keep an eye on Sim Update 3 beta, people. There'll be patches. I saw a patch today, for example, for it. So they're making patches for it. Trying to improve ATC awareness, basically, when approaching major airports. So basically, ATC does like it's getting a looks like it's getting an overhaul for Sim Update 3. And there's also a quick mention about bus trips. Question about bus trips. Jorg was saying, yeah, he misses them as well. But it looks like this is going to be pushed back to Sim Update 4 and 5. They're trying to basically make a major bug fix with Sim Update 3. So bus trips will likely come with Sim Update 4 or 5 for those bus trip lovers of you. Now, interesting one here. Third-party aircraft missions. 4 missions in career mode. And again, Chris Burnett talks about this again. The potential for third-party aircraft planes to be included in career mode. Looks like they're pushing this with Sim Update 3, people. They need to be, and I think this was more for the developers, so do see the video I've linked down below for a deeper analysis on this. But they need to be basically in the marketplace to be accredited, to be included in career mode. Looks like they're making an of career mode lovers. Looks like they're really pushing this career mode to get those third-party aircraft included. And then there was another section about bug fixes lifeline rather. So Jorg showed this and talked about it as well. And marketplace questions and answers. I'm going to skip over that part because I want to get to the juicy parts for you people. Rentals, they're actually in. I never knew about this. I want to make a video on this, so watch out for a video on this. Rentals are in now. I've got to give it a try. Have you tried this? I haven't. I've looked, and basically, you know, for just over £3 UK, it's about $3. I don't know why it's £3, over £3 UK. Maybe I read that. I'll put the image on screen for you anyway, you can see that. You can rent it for a day or 3 days or 7 days. It gets more expensive the longer you rent it. But I know a lot of people wanted this. Now, is this in Sim Update 2? I'm in the beta, so I can only see it in the beta at the moment. I don't want to leave the beta currently because I'm bug testing that and testing out new things. But regardless, I'll come back to rentals in another video. That's mightily interesting. It's in, people. It's there. And they also talked about gifting. Bit more with the developer live stream. Like I said, it's linked down below, but I won't go over the whole lot, otherwise this video will be an hour long. But then they talked about the Expert Series aircraft. Expert Series 2, and that's the Embraer 600 Praetor. So they showed images of that, and I think Chris Burnett was talking about that one too. There you go, my friends. It's just a few highlights from the developer live stream. There's a bit more if you go and watch the developer live stream itself. I've tried to include in this video all the juicy parts. Flight Sim seems to be giving more and more these days, doesn't it? Both Flight Sim 2020 and Flight Sim 2024. I'll be mightily interested to know your thoughts of it down below in the comments. Let us all know. Give the video a like if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. And I'll see you very soon, my friends.